Most founders think their app failed because of bad marketing, weak sales, bad branding, lack of funding, bugs, or bad UI. Partially that's true, but most apps fail because the product core offer itself is weak. People simply do not see it as valuable enough to spend money on. And today we'll learn what makes an app product so valuable people would throw money at it. Make people an offer so good people would feel stupid saying no to. Travis Jones plus quote from Alex Hormozi book. You should already have a strong app idea or solution to your target audience's problem. Here is the video about it. And understand how app is built. Here is also a video about it. And disclaimer, most of this video is based on book by Alex Hormozi, $100 million offers, and adjusted to FinTech market. I'm not taking credit for this. I'm trying to communicate the most efficient methods and learnings that exist to FinTech founders specifically. I could have changed it and rewrote and added a lot of AI slop or something, but I didn't, since my goal here is to save you time and give the highest value per second. Back to building great product. People pay willingly when value they get is bigger than the price. Value can be average or low. It would mean you compete on price. You can compete on price and go as much down as to zero and get negative bank balance. Competing on price is bad for you, essentially. This is how business dies with its margins so thin. And this type of competition is possible for huge companies like Amazon, who have money to burn and stay unprofitable for years or decades. It means you should compete on value instead. Make value big. How big? So that clients' jaws would literally drop. If you'll be a little better than competitors, it's going to be hard for you. Your product is the thing you are offering, and offer is the way to conduct business through value exchange, a trade of dollars for value. So if you have no product, no value, no dollars. Bad product, bad value, little dollars, and then average dollars, great product, great value, and great dollars finally. And we aim for that last line here. What makes product or offer great? You think unmatching offer. It's going to be increased response rates, clicks, increased conversion like sales, and premium prices, charging a lot of money. To measure the strengths of an offer, we can use the value equation. Dream outcome multiplied by perceived likelihood of achievement, divided by time delay, and multiplied by effort and sacrifice that your client has to make. We want the top part of the equation to be as large as possible and the bottom as close to zero as possible. Dream outcome, what will I make? Goal to increase. Investment app, financial freedom, enough money not to work for X years. Budgeting app, control over money and less anxiety. Insurance app, protection from catastrophe and anxiety. Invoice information SaaS, saving hours of repetitive work. The second item here is perceived likelihood of achievement. How will I know it's going to happen? Our goal is to increase the likelihood. This is extremely important in FinTech because trust itself becomes part of the value. The risk is too high around finances. Weak perceived likelihood is our AI predicts stocks. But strong one would sound like backtested on 20 years of S&P 500 data. Another weak example, Anonymous Pro startup. And strong example would be a licensed broker, verified reviews, transparent stats, public founder, trustworthy AI, or support that actually replies to users. Time delay. How long will it take? Our goal is to decrease. Weak. User studies investing for 2 months before making the first investment. And strong one would be user buys his first ETF in like 3 minutes. Weak time delay. Manual expense categorization. Or a strong one, automatic AI expense categorization instantly. Instant portfolio build, betterment, instant automated investing, like Wealthfront, instant budget and expense tracking, Mint, instant buy now, pay later approval, Klarna, instant global money transfer, Wise, instant spare change investing, Acorns, instant financial insights and plan, Copilot Money, instant payouts from invoices, Stripe, instant trading account, Access Robinhood, and so on and on. Item number 4 is effort and sacrifice. What is expected of me as a client? Our goal is to decrease it, go to zero. High effort, complicated dashboards, long forms, manual analysis, financial terminology that nobody understands. And low effort would be one-click investing, pre-built portfolios, automated budgeting, AI-generated reports, and so on. I made value equations for some of the FinTech products that already exist on the market, like applications, and I compared them. So here we see a traditional financial advisor, like a human being. Freedom24 app, it's a brokerage for ETF and stocks. Stashaway, it's also a brokerage, but it's AI based, so it analyzes your data and it suggests the stocks to buy for you. And there is Autopilot. Autopilot is basically an informational platform with ready to copy portfolios, but you cannot trade inside the app. So dream outcome is 1/1 in every app here, in every case, because you're gonna get money and everyone loves here. That's the ultimate goal of users in this niche. Perceived likelihood of achievement. So the highest one would be at Stashaway and Autopilot. You still make your own investment decisions with Freedom24. You still rely on human beings' behavior with traditional financial advisor. Even though financial advisors, it's a debatable thing here. Time delay. The best here is Autopilot, because you already have a portfolio that is ready to copy. You do not even have to analyze your data. In Stashaway, you still gotta take a quiz, which takes time. Like, you gotta fill a lot of forms. With Freedom24, you gotta do your own trading, and with broker, yeah, it's like meeting and call, and it's really slow. And effort and sacrifice that you have here, the best is Stashaway, since it handles both AI suggested pieces of advice, right? Trading in one platform, in one app, where on Autopilot you gotta switch in between apps. Same goes for Freedom24 and for investment brokers. So the highest score would be at Stashaway, then goes Autopilot, then Freedom24, and then traditional financial advisor. And here is how you compare value of your offer to other offers that exist on the market, and you see where are your strong points and what are your weaknesses here. And the broader comparison you have, the more you research, the more you understand the ways to improve your offer. Another way to improve your offer is to add psychological solutions. Psychological solutions also often work much better than logical ones. All right, people often buy with their emotional part of the brain and then rationalize decisions later on when they have used app for a certain period of time and they have seen all the benefits of the app. Going back to logical psychological solutions, let me give you an example. So I have a table. We have here niche, problem, logical, psychological solutions, and examples of actual apps that use it. So in investing, if people are afraid to start, you can add more education, right? You can teach them for a long period of time, add analytics and charts and research and dashboards and so on. You can add as many information as you want, but people are still afraid. Psychological solution here would be removing responsibility from the user entirely, like giving them ready to copy portfolios or AI suggestions. That's what Autopilot and Stashaway do. Budgeting. Problem, people overspend and fail budgeting, right? We can think of logical solution. Logical solutions are actually the obvious ones that people have tried and most likely failed. You're not the first one to come up with this genius idea. That's why it's so hard to be creative and come up with a psychological one. All right, and that's why they work. So logical solution. You can track expense better and add more budgeting tools and more calculators on top of it. Or you can, whenever user spends money, automatically move a small amount into savings, so expenses feel not that painful. And that's what accords do. And I was thinking, user can select a percentage that would go to savings account. It's like 2% if you spend $100, $2 goes to your savings. It's already, and you feel good kind of spending money, you know. Two more examples here. Investing again. Long-term investing feels boring and emotionally unrewarding. Logical solution, improve returns with better investing strategies. But does it actually work? Psychological solution, give emotional rewards during the process. Milestone rewards, streaks, badges, small cash payouts, it also is possible. Not to break the whole investment cycle. Psychological gifts, physical gifts. I can't read what I wrote. Robinhood is a good example. Taxes. People procrastinate filing taxes because they are afraid to make mistakes. Logical solutions, add more tutorials, add more accounting explanations to make it less scary. And the psychological one is guide users step by step through the process so that never feel confused or alone while filing TOO.BADASS. Or what I do when I file my taxes, I always watch video of one YouTuber slash accountant, and it's always better to do my taxes not alone. I don't feel like I missed anything, and I have the company, so you can have some kind of virtual assistant, and that would make your taxes less painful. Another important note would be divergent over convergent thinking. What is that? Convergent is having one right answer to a math problem, and divergent is having 200 ways to use a brick. So most founders build convergent products. They build the same thing everyone else already builds, and it can be okay if you make the product a little better. Every banking app says secure banking. Every productivity app says be more productive, do more. Great offers often come from reframing the comparison itself, from divergent thinking. It's a complex skill and it requires training, so you can't do that right away. Uber was not competing against just taxis, right? It competed against walking or using public transport or waiting for friends or owning a car. Or Notion, it was not just better documents. Airbnb was not better hotel. The best products often, they create new categories. And normal investing app would do better charts. But in new category, you would say something like invest automatically using spare change. It's a completely new category. That's how you think divergently. So the best products do not compete inside existing categories. They often change the comparison, change the competition. And that's how you do divergent thinking. You sometimes can create a new product, a new category, and compare that value equation that we talked about previously across categories. Not just when you build an investment app, not just with other investment apps, but not even with just a physical broker, like go broader. One more important problem. What if your app has multiple features now? Let's say it's an investment app and you have 3 features. Brokerage to buy ETFs and stocks, a ready-to-copy portfolio, like we talked, and a compound growth calculator. And all of these features seem important. So how do you know what is the core one? Answer this. What outcome is the most valuable for user downloading your app? What does he want? Money, right? Because it's an investment app. Now, what does each feature give us? Calculator, imagining the future, dreaming about it. I like doing that oftentimes. AI ready to copy portfolio, it's planning the future, knowing what to do, the right tool. Brokerage is actually you making money by buying stocks and ETFs. And that's your answer, because core feature gives user money as a result, and it matches with that answer, with user's initial desire. Secondary features are not bad. The problem starts when secondary features distract us from the main outcome instead of just supporting it. Moreover, it's bad for marketing when you confuse what is more important to promote to what audience and try to fit all the features in one 2 minutes ad or page on the website. A bad example would be investment app, social feed, NFT marketplace, crypto news feed, habit tracker. There is no clarity in the offer, but good offer would sound like automated investing, right? It's simplicity. That's the top mastery. And support features would be risk analysis, portfolio analysis, compound calculator, AI recommendations, ready to copy portfolios like we talked. So everything strengthens the core. Finally, when you understand the core of your offer, we can talk about packaging, about naming. So there are some rules for app name. It's novelty, emotion, association, and it should be easy to repetition. But for promoting your offer, core offer of the app, you can use magic formula by Alex Hormozi. It's like MAGIC. M, make a magnetic reason. A, announce the avatar. G, give them a goal. I, indicate a time interval. And C, complete with a container word. And here we're checking this magic formula in the table with more examples, like newlywed home fast track workshop, right? Magnetic reason would be stop renting forever. Avatar would be newlyweds. Goal, bind first apartment with 20% down payment. Time interval would be 12 months. Complete with a container word, it's a workshop. And other examples would be freelancer tax savings playbook, Dr. Dad escape program, passive crypto income sprint, or retirement paycheck plan. So you do not have to mention all of these 5 components magic in your name because it might get too long or too complex and no one would remember that. But yeah, mention the key ones, like at least 3. Then it's a bonus. It's really great if your name is rhyming or matching, you know, all the words would start from the same letter or something like that. And also it's not healthy, but it's important to renew your offer for new ad campaigns so that your audience would not get bored of the offer, right? And the advertisement itself would not go unnoticed, so that it would always stay noticeable and fresh to the eyes of your viewer. So all you have to do is complete a value equation for your product and compare it with others on the market and beyond it, real life activities. If users can achieve the desired outcome faster or easier with higher certainty and less sacrifice and effort, your product becomes difficult to reject. And if your app solves the problem in a completely new way, like you're no longer in competition with other applications, so congrats. And you're creating a new category, that's awesome. Then your app product is strong enough and ready for marketing, sales, and branding. So you now already know how to find and validate app idea, how to build a roadmap for your app, how to make valuable app or SaaS product offer. In the next video, we will learn how to increase the value of your product with such things as bonuses, guarantees, scarcity, and urgency. Enter your email and get free PDF file from this video in the description. And subscribe not to miss the next video as well. And see you there. Bye bye.